you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Climate is king.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that caring for the community means caring about the climate. You might have heard that we announced a pretty bold 12-month, $2 million campaign to do 4 things. Increase climate literacy, turn up the volume on communities of color in the climate conversation, connect everyday people with the resources they need to survive and thrive, and highlight frontline climate justice crusaders of color throughout this year. KBLA Talk 1580 will be bringing you insightful interviews on all of our shows to help raise your climate IQ. Each quarter this year, we will also be hosting free climate events in various communities throughout the city with food, fun, and forward-thinking conversations. Thanks to partners like LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, the Sierra Club, the California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, AQMD, MWD, and more. You'll also be hearing more about a couple of national town halls broadcasting live from Los Angeles, to which you will be invited. And we'll be rolling out a robust social media campaign on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate justice.
We want cleaner air.
Caring about the community means caring about the climate. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that we really can change the world. If we care enough. If we care enough. If we care enough. If we care enough. If we care enough.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do Black history every single day. In fact, as the only Black talk radio station west of the Mississippi, we are Black history. Our annual Black History Month luncheon is fast approaching, and we want to be sure to give you ample time to get your company, organization, church, or group to join us at this year's celebration on the last day of the month, Thursday, February 29th at noon. Last year, we honored iconic local Black media personalities, including Pat Harvey, Jim Hill, Mark Brown, Beverly White, Sandy Banks, and Pat Prescott, and raised $20,000 in scholarships. This year, we're honoring Black Hollywood creatives who have used their artistic genius as climate justice champions. At this year's luncheon, we will be showcasing and sharing their inspiring work on our big screen. Plus, a scrumptious meal, live music, great company, and lots of fun with your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts. So contact us today at info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. That's or call 323-290-4690. That's info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. We hope to see you Thursday, February 29th as we close out Black History Month. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your Black.
Take me back to LA. Take me back to LA. Take me back to LA. Oh. I've laughed and I've cried. I've lived and I've died. Stole from, gambled and cheated. Cut corners outside. I've tried and I failed. Stood tall when they run. I fought a cold war in the dead of the hot sun. Now take me back to LA. Where the weather is good. Take me back to LA. Don't wanna give the road a second look.
KBLA Talk 1580. Y'all know I love that song. Okay. Inglewood, sir. But let's get back in our judge mindset. You guys ready? You got your pens up? It doesn't matter if you do or you don't, because all of these will be available wherever you get your podcast, absolutely free. We are interviewing judicial candidates and city council candidates and folks that want your vote for assembly. And, you know, if we can find them, if they think it's worthy to tell you their story, they will be here, and you will have the opportunity to listen live and also listen wherever you get your podcasts, also on our website, KBLA1580.com, or on our app, which is free from the App Store. So let's do this. Let's be an informed electorate. Okay? Okay. All right. It's my pleasure to introduce another deputy public defender. She was born in the city of Bellflower, California, and actually was diagnosed with pneumonia when she first came into the world. She rallied her strength, and she says she fought for her life, and she says it was the first case she ever won. She, was born to parents coming from the South, like most people in California, from parts of Arkansas. She says she's anchored by her Southern heritage. Her dad, a veteran of the Navy, taught her discipline and instilled the value of a strong work ethic. She's been blessed to have parents married 58 years to give her a great example, she says, of dedication and commitment. Rhonda Haymon, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me. Pleasure to be here. Excited to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you in. You're running for seat number 12. You want to be a judge.
Yes.
And so I asked the, sort of standard question, why? Why do you want to be a judge?
Well, I would love to be a judge because of the fact that I believe I love the law. And I've been an adjunct professor for 4 years. And I'm teaching law students criminal procedure and litigation at Southwestern Law School. And I love the idea of movement forward, progression towards a better court, a better process, a better judiciary. And judges have a lot of power.
Yeah.
And having been a deputy public defender for 23 years and, successfully defending people, I can take that to the bench because I know the law. I've learned it. I teach it. It's in my DNA. And when I talk about it, I get excited about it. So when you love something, you want to make it better.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I can be that addition to making it a better judiciary.
And, when you have this vision, which you clearly have, I hear you talking about it, what are the things that you feel like you personally can help elevate?
Well, I've always been balanced yet courageous. And I want to bring more of a different perspective. Having been a deputy public defender, you get to the heart of people. Because I meet people at their most vulnerable moments. Coming to court, being charged with a crime, people are vulnerable.
Yeah.
And they're scared. And you get to see that. And so I've been the anchor for those people. And even for victims of crimes, believe it or not, they come to me also. So I've been able to see the undercurrent that was I'm passionate about. And I know that I can bring to the bench perspective, having had those 23 years of experiences and knowing and getting to know people coupled with knowing the law.
You passed the bar in 2 different states?
I did.
Just for fun, or did you actually have two practices going at the same time?
Well, I attended school at Willamette University. I attended Tuskegee, and then I said, you know what, let me do something totally different. Let me go to Oregon. And so I could not have attended the school there and not take the bar. So I'm still an inactive member. I keep my membership there. And then I knew I was coming back home full circle to California.
I mean, it's funny because I just know some folks, passing it once is hard enough. Passing one bar, don't want to pass 2 bars. Why are so many, well, maybe it's just my impression because on this day today at KBLA, we've had a series of public defenders who are seeking to be judges. But why do you think that's happening? Why now?
Well, if you look at how the voters in Los Angeles County and California are voting, they want a change.
Mm-hmm.
And who better to do it but defense attorneys? And listen, just the practice of law in general. But I think based upon the years, when you hear the number of years that we've been practicing law, we get to see how the law is impacting our community. And we, like I said, we meet people in their most vulnerable moments, and we need to have a balance on the bench. Historically, the bench has been heavily prosecutorial based, but in order to have a diversity of mindset, you've got to have everyone within the practice of law who have had the opportunities to be in the thick of it, to have a balanced system, because Los Angeles is asking and they're yearning for something better in the criminal justice system, because historically what has been transpiring is not working. So why me as a deputy public defender? Because I have the life experience, definitely the actual legal experience, and I know the heart of people over these 23 years.
Talk to me about your endorsements. Who is saying, that they're going to stand behind you in this race?
Well, I have your Honorable Mayor Butts, who has
Mayor of Inglewood?
Yes, the Mayor of Inglewood. He was my first person to endorse me. He took a leap of faith and decided that he would endorse me because of basically my grassroots activity in the community. I've had some Democratic organizations endorse me as well. Excuse me. The East Los Angeles Progressive Democrats just recently endorsed me. I've also had Cal endorse me. So I've had a lot of people who in agencies and political organizations that have embraced me for the fact that I bring a little different twist of what I like to say is a spoonful or a taste of courage and kind of leaping out on faith.
Where does that come from?
I was born different. I feel like, and it's just kind of evolved. Like as I sit here today, I'm wearing my lovely signature pink. and
the pearls and the pink lipstick, the whole thing is working.
And, and my courage, it's just, when I was at Tuskegee, I pledged Delta Sigma Theta, and I just naturally kind of take on those leadership skills. And I was a collegiate cheerleader and just a mix of everything. Yet I graduate summa cum laude.
Which is the top honor, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Yes. So it's just every step I've taken in my life has been courageous. Like at 19, I'm helping abolish the Alabama chain gangs that I didn't even know it existed. I said, whoa, what is happening? So at 19 in Tuskegee, Union Springs, Alabama, there I am actively working with people to I guess the quality of people I've been around. They just encourage me to take it to the extreme, sort of fly without a net, but it doesn't mean I'm reckless though.
What is a people's dream judge?
Whoa, the people's dream judge is a versatile judge, a judge that understands people, because that's who the criminal justice system impacts. People. And it gets into their very lives and fiber. So I understand people. I know the law. And coupled with knowing the law, I have views and ideas as to how to be more effective and make the community safer. Investing in the person, making victims of crimes whole, and being willing to follow the law that the Los Angeles County and California has enacted. Believe it or not, those are acts of courageousness. Because sometimes, as judges sit, they are afraid to do what Californians have voted for because they haven't seen it yet. But the people's dream judge is the judge that's going to follow that law and implement it and make society safer and help heal and make people whole again. That's a dream judge. justice will reign in my courtroom.
When you say your bio, it says you've spent time, investing in future lawyers. I mean, obviously you teach in law school, but what is it that you're trying to instill in these folks?
Courage is the first thing. I was just at mock trials for the Western region for the, for BALSA, which stands for the Black Student Lawyers Association. And we won, and now we're on our way to nationals. And the students were nervous. And I said, no, we know the law. Lawyers learn the law, and some of us consume it, and it becomes part of our fiber. But the extra twist is being able to present it so that people can digest it. So when I say that I am teaching future lawyers, I'm in class encouraging them to be courageous, even when learning the law, a way you can view it in a perspective that makes society win. Because that's why we have these laws, so we can all win as human beings. So I'll keep them connected with the human side of things. This is not just theoretical. Every law is impacting us as persons and individuals, and to never lose that perspective.
Talk to me about your endorsements beyond, people, or forget endorsements. Let me ask you this: groups, organizations, clubs that you yourself have been involved with over the years.
Okay, so I've been involved with Habitat for Humanity. My sorority is really heavily involved in it.
She's a Delta.
And so, but housing, just a place where people can call home, is so important. It's like your refuge. So I've been tremendously involved with that, as well as my church. And I've been, grassroots with that as well. And also I've helped with expungements for people and things of that nature, helping people clear their record so that, they can matriculate through life like anyone else.
Got a minute and a half here. What's your closing argument when it comes to Rhonda Haymon for Judge Seat 12?
In a courtroom where Rhonda Haymon, the people's dream judge, is presiding, justice will reign. The long arm of the criminal justice system has us by and has gripped us. I wanted to hug us in a different way. I want to and will make victims whole again. I will help rehabilitate those who come before the court. In the courtroom where Rhonda Haymon, the people's dream judge, presides, justice will reign. And it'll be grounded by my 23 years of successful representation of people facing very serious charges and pushing the line, making sure that the law is followed, that those who do not have a voice have a voice, being the balance for the courtroom. And that court will also bring diversity based upon being a woman and based on being a Black woman. The court will be diverse and justice will reign.
Tell us how to find you, how to track what you're up to, your website, your socials.
Okay, so you can find me at www.RhondaHaymon4 Judge 2024, and that is the same for Instagram and Facebook.
Well, Rhonda Haymon, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure meeting you. Let's talk about it. 800-920-1580. We're opening up these phone lines. I might have a surprise guest. If you're watching YouTube, you may be able to figure out who that is. KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is an intervention. When we come forward, includes you. KBLA Talk 1580, turning pain into power.
My ride's it smells just right, just right, just right, just right. Y'all gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency. On low Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face. When it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Some people just know the best places to eat around town. Those are the people who know to choose Allstate. They know exactly where to go to get exactly what you're wanting. They know where to find the spiciest hot pot, the gooeyest brownies, and the tenderest, most flavorful portobello steak. Those people also know that safe drivers save 40% with Allstate.
Saving 40% is based on the national average premium savings for Allstate auto customers with a clean driving record versus those without. Savings vary by state and vary based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hello, I'm John McKinney, your candidate for District Attorney. As an African American who has served our community for over 25 years, I'm proud to have successfully convicted the killer of Nipsey Hussle, standing up for justice where it matters most. But my commitment extends beyond the courtroom. I'm deeply invested in youth development. And when it comes to our police, I believe in accountability. It is essential that those who protect us are also responsible to us, reflecting the values and integrity of our community. This election, I ask for your vote. I am John McKinney, and I'm running to be your district attorney. Learn more at McKinneyforLA.com.
Paid for by John McKinney for LA District Attorney 2024.
The thing no one tells you about periods is that your flow changes every day, and so should your tampon size. Tampax has 5 absorbencies to match your changing flow. If it hurts to remove, go down a size. If it leaks, go up a size. Only Tampax has a leak guard braid to help give you up to 100% leak and odor-free protection. All-day comfort and protection for under $5 a month. Based on average U.S. consumer usage at manufacturer suggested price. However, pricing is at the sole discretion of the retailer. Excludes 8
We're
count.
from Washington. We love Febrez's new scent. Refresh and energize.
So much we made a song about it. I can't escape this feeling inside. Refresh and energize. It's a mood, it's a vibe. Breathing for the first time. So free, so alive. Breathe happy for breeze. Smells like paradise. Breathe happy for breeze. La 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 la.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Thank you for waking up with me. It is much appreciated. Okay, so my surprise guest right now is the City Councilmember for District 2 in the City of Compton, Andre Spicer. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Dominique.
I didn't know you had so many hats. I think I just saw you. I don't know. What were we doing? Was it?
We were at Holly Mitchell's
campaign launch.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right. And here it is just a couple days later, and I'm seeing you again. That was actually quite an event.
It was. So many people showed up. I mean, Holly is, she's great, and everybody knows it. Obviously, I'm supporting her, and we're just looking forward to Holly doing another term.
Yeah, we love Holly Mitchell around here, but it was kind of a who's who. I mean, so many electeds were there.
Definitely. I mean, again, she's super supported. You had I saw Senator Isidore Hall there. We saw
Steve Bradford
was there.
Yvonne
Karen
Wheeler.
Bass.
Yeah, that's right. Mayor Bass was there.
Yeah, it was so many people there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just happy to be a part of, just be there.
Your mayor. Ms. Sharif,
yes,
from the City of Compton.
Ms. Sharif was there as well.
Yeah. So how's it going in the city council from your perspective?
It's going pretty good. Of course, we have our struggles.
Yeah.
We have our challenges, which I expected, but we're able to address them. We're making sure that the people are heard, residents are heard, responding to their concerns, and I think we're moving in the right direction. My goal is to get us ready for. One of my goals is to get us ready for the Olympics.
And what does that mean?
So from my perspective, people come to LA, visitors come to LA all the time, and they want to come to Compton. I have several people that call me, hey man, I'm in Compton, just kind of take me around. And unfortunately, embarrassingly enough, I don't have much to show right now in the city. So I know that the Olympics are coming. I would like to have some things in our city that would attract people to the City of Compton.
So are we talking a theme park? Are we talking murals? Are we thinking about statues, Destination Compton, like.
There's a couple things, and I don't want to put it out there too soon.
Top secret.
There's a couple things that I have planned, that the city is planning right now that I would love to just see happen. But it's going to take some work to get there.
I mean, it makes sense because I've had that experience too. People coming from out of town. I live, Crenshaw district, and they want to go to Compton. I'm like, why you want to go to Compton for? Well, because they've heard about it and seen it in a movie or something like that. And I'm like, but let's go see Dr. Goss's place. That's my Compton tour. New Body Herbs.
Man, right? I can dig it. Yeah, and unfortunately, it's not as many things to show in the city that that we can be proud of like that.
Mm-hmm.
You go to Inglewood, we can go all through Inglewood.
Well, Inglewood is having a development boom, right?
Right. I love to follow that train.
Really?
I would love to follow that. And not necessarily, obviously we can't do stadiums and things like that, but there's some development that could happen.
Yeah. The question always is, like, how do you keep longtime residents, specifically Black people, but other longtime residents too, on the winning side of change when that change happens?
So it's preparing your community for what's about to happen. Gentrification is the inevitable, right? But we demonize the word gentrification. It's to me, it's about who's going to gentrify, and you prepare your community for what's about to happen. I have a homeless program that I want to implement, and it's an investment program for the locals to invest in a program that will help alleviate homelessness. So it does two things. It helps clean up the community. Actually, it does three things. It helps clean up the community, addresses homelessness, and it also is an investment for our residents to put money back into their pockets. So it's ideas and things like that I like to think of, how we can just make money off our own land, how we can just increase our value just based on what we do own already.
We're about to go into news, traffic, and sports, so maybe you can look at this on the other side. But technically, voters right now are investing in the unhoused because we pay taxes, and those taxes go for homeless programs. But you're talking about, it sounds like something different, more like a socially innovative business kind of plan.
It is. So when we're talking, I don't know if we have time.
Yeah, we'll address it after news, traffic, and sports. It sounds fascinating. Talking with Councilmember Andre Spicer on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
We thank you for joining us here on the Black Information Network. I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest. In Missouri, a citizens commission charged with designing a plan for St. Louis to make reparations for slavery is getting more time to finish up their work. African-American Mayor Tashara Jones recently agreed to extend the deadline to September for the commission to report its recommendations. The work was originally set to be completed in March. The members, however, requested the extension after activists criticized them for not doing enough to get the public involved. Elon Musk says the first human to receive a Neuralink cybernetic brain implant is recovering. The company founded by Musk aims to eventually use the implants to control electronic devices and allow people with paralysis to regain motor function. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Shop the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Valid 1/4/24 to 1/24/24. Selection varies by location while supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Both of LA's NBA teams lost Monday night. The Clippers' 5-game winning streak was snapped in Cleveland. The Cavs pulled away late in the fourth quarter to win by 10. Kawhi Leonard had 30 points. Game 4 of this 7-game road trip for the Clippers is Wednesday night at Washington. The Lakers gave up 135 points in Houston. They lose by 16. LeBron, AD, and D'Angelo Russell each had 23. The Lakers are back at 500. They are 9-13 since December 15th and showing very few signs of playing consistent basketball. Their longest winning streak this season is 3 games. The Lakers don't have much time to regroup. They're in Atlanta tonight. The NBA made a withdrawal in D'Angelo Russell's bank account. Russell was fined $15,000 for kicking a ball into the stands after Saturday's double overtime win at Golden State. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Got me a damn girl on my team.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe we have the best tag team in morning radio. Dominique DiPrima and Tavis Smiley as the first black woman in Los Angeles to anchor a morning drive talk radio show. Dominique covers local politics like a blanket. Weekday mornings from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. At 9 a.m., Dominique passes the baton to Tavis Smiley, who talks to everybody about everything every day until 12 noon. KBLA's dynamic duo, Dominique and Tavis. It's no wonder the LA Civil Rights Department is honoring Dominique DiPrima this year at its Tell Our Story honoring black journalist leaders and storytellers event, Thursday, February 8th. Or that the John M. Langston Bar Association of Los Angeles is honoring Tavis Smiley at its 47th Annual Installation and Scholarship Awards Gala with its Community Impact Award on February 10th. We couldn't be more proud of Dominique and Tavis, who make black history every day, not just in February. If you're missing Dominique and Tavis weekday mornings on KBLA Talk 1580, you're missing out. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
Holla, yeah.
Do you have both Medi-Cal and Medicare?
If so, the new LA Care plan called Medicare Plus can help you get the most out of your health plan for $0.
LA Care provides personalized service to Angelinos like us.
Plus, it gives us access to doctors and specialists across Los Angeles County.
For zero cost, we get access to full benefits.
From vision coverage,
in-home support services,
to prescription drug coverage,
and a quarterly over-the-counter allowance.
plus personal equipment.
Meal programs,
a gym membership,
And so much more.
For more than 25 years,
LA Care has provided Angelinos with access to quality health care at an affordable cost.
For our families,
our seniors,
our community,
it's a plus.
It's a plus
for all of us.
We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
Talking with Andre Spicer, council member for the 2nd District. And I know I've just been doing a bunch of candidate interviews. Andre is not running.
No, I'm not running.
Not running for anything right now. Actually won the race and won the battle and now has a job.
And now I have a job, and now I have to get to work.
Right.
And now I have to be effective with this job.
Right. And so you were talking about this idea of community investing in a houseless project as a socially innovative business model.
Right. Well, we all have a homelessness issue.
Right.
LA County, America, and I don't, and not to cast stones at anyone, but we haven't really put a dent so much in Compton. We haven't put much of a dent in our homelessness issue. But when you're addressing homelessness, you have to address the different demographics of homelessness. You have the drug abusers, you have the people that were just released from jail, you have the transitional folks, you have, which is one of my passions, foster youth. And foster youth is a passion of mine because, you turn out of foster care at 18, you've been taken care of by various different families. And in all honesty, us as parents, not many of us prepare our own children to be in the world at the age of 18. So now you've put someone that you were just getting paid to let stay with you. Now you put them out in the world because you no longer get paid to keep them. And they don't have the resources that most of us do have. And so when I go through Compton, sometimes I see a lot of kids on the street. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't call them kids. I see a lot of young people on the streets, and their story is very similar to, hey, I was in foster care and I'm 18 and we're back out on the on the street trying to make things happen. And another reason why that's a huge passion of mine is because, again, these are young people, and if they don't have means, they will make their way to get to those means. So now we're talking about public safety. And if we can address this, it's more of a proactive approach to public safety as opposed to a reactive approach. In a perfect world, we have some land in Compton. Let me go back a little bit. We have no shelters in Compton. And the reason why we don't have any shelters in Compton because everybody wants them, but they don't want them next to them. Nobody wants it in their backyard. So you have to make it, you have to entice the people to want to have shelters in their own communities. And so what I was thinking is that we have some land in the city of Compton. If we take this plot of land and we allow the community to invest in this land, and when I say invest in this land, maybe we buy, hypothetically speaking, we buy some boxables. I'm not sure if you're familiar with boxables. They're 20 by 20 foot homes, 9 foot high ceilings.
Yeah, I have
put them
seen
together
them,
in 5-10 minutes,
Wow.
And they're fire resistant, they're weather resistant. They're perfect for Southern California. I think they've started off at $50,000 a piece. You get your community that wants to invest in something like this. Maybe they all want to invest in a boxable. We all get boxables, right? We put them on this land. We create a program that allows people to stay here. We take care of their shelter. We take care of their food. We take care of everything that they need. But in order to be a part of this program, you have to be a part of our NA classes, our AA classes, our job training, our just roundabout services to prepare them for the future, to help them get job training and different things like that. So they have to be a part of this program. This program is only a 2-year program. So our job is to build you up to go to the next level. And so after, if we getting these boxables financed, let's just say hypothetically speaking, we get $3,500 a month per boxable. We can pay these boxables off in about a year and a half to 2 years. And from that point on, this is considered to be profit for those investors. Now, of course, there's a little more details to it, and there's a little more, it's a little more intricate.
All right, the fine print, the permits, this, that, and the other.
Of course. So
I mean, there's got to be a reason why housing in LA is coming out to be like $500,000 a unit.
It's a process though. So I was thinking of programs like that we can kind of implement in our community.
So that the community becomes a partner in the solution, so that if they are actually profiting by it, maybe they would be less resistant to it.
Yes, this is a chance. This is a chance for us all to be a part of the solution. A lot of the issues that are brought up by community falls on council to create answers.
Right, absolutely.
And the truth of the matter is, this is a community. This is all of us. We all play a role.
I mean, one of the biggest things I always hear about Compton is the street racing.
Oh my gosh!
And I know you guys have put down those little tack things at intersections but I mean, it's in LA too, but we hear about it a lot in Compton.
And the reason I think we hear about it a lot in Compton is because people they get bragging rights for coming to Compton doing things like this. They brag about it on their social media. It's a badge of honor to come to a city like Compton and take over the streets. And I recently did an interview. We had a issue on the corner of Santa Fe and El Segundo where they backed into the bakery. Several people went into the bakery. I got a lot of slack from that, from community, from news outlets as to what are you guys going to do. And the truth of the matter is, it's absolutely illegal to do donuts. It's absolutely illegal to take over intersections. It's absolutely illegal to damage public property. It's absolutely illegal to back into a bakery and rob a bakery. All these things are illegal. What do you want me to do as a council person? I don't have a badge. I don't have a gun. I don't have a tow truck.
Do you think that having a legal place for people to race would make a difference?
Absolutely.
We always talk about that on this show. Randy from Watts always talks about Terminal Island. People think of other spots and saying that we used to have such a spot.
I think that would be a cash cow. I think it's a brilliant idea for someone to just organize and have a place for people to do this, but it doesn't take the excitement of breaking the law.
Right.
It doesn't take the
Yeah,
excitement
I mean, some
of
people
taking
may
over.
just want to have those bragging rights that you're talking about.
Yeah.
But it seemed like if there was a legal place, maybe it could help to divert some of the drama off the streets.
I 100% agree with that. And I think that someone should take advantage of that.
Right.
And create something.
That someone not necessarily being the county, the city, the state. You think it's for a private entrepreneur?
I think a private entrepreneur should do that.
You are a private entrepreneur.
I am.
And one of the things you said when you were running for city council is that you would bring that lens to the council.
Yes. So one of the things that, it's about economic development in the city. We have a lot of entrepreneurs that comes from the city of Compton. We don't always lay out the red carpet for those people to come back and invest in their community and bring their business to Compton. And that was one of the things that I'm willing, one of the things that I'm changing here in the city of Compton.
Is that why we're hearing about Dr. Dre investing, $90,000 or something? What is that all about?
So me and Dr. Dre have developed a pretty good relationship, as I am a feature in one of these documentaries that he's producing. And they've been filming this documentary for about 7 or 8 years now.
Wow.
And it's called Compton's Finest. Expected to be out sometime next year. However,
okay, great.
It allowed me to develop this relationship with Dre. I got a chance to interview him at his house. It was a 2-day interview. And after that, he was like, hey, man, take my number. Let's hang out. And it's like, what am I supposed to say to that, right?
Right.
So,
yes is the answer.
Yes.
Yeah,
and then we
exactly.
start hanging out. We start talking. I tell him about my plans for the city of Compton. Tell him about my vision for the community, and that I want to run for mayor. And he invested in my candidacy for mayor. That's what the $90,000 was for, was his endorsement and investment in me running for mayor.
Which you're not doing right this second.
No, I'm not doing it until 2026. I didn't anticipate for that news to come out as soon as it did. That happened back in March, and that news came out, I think about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, anytime you're dealing with people that TMZ tracks, it may come out. 2026, assuming that the current mayor, Emma Sharif, would be termed out by then?
Well, we don't have terms in the city
you
of
can
Compton.
be mayor forever?
You can be mayor forever.
Okay.
You can be mayor as long as they vote for you.
Mm.
And so, both of our seats are up. Our terms are up in 2026. So for me, it would be all or nothing. I won't get a chance I have to vacate my seat to run for mayor. And so if I win mayor, obviously I'll be the mayor. If I lose, I'm out of a job.
You'll be an entrepreneur.
I'll be an entrepreneur.
Just like you are now. But yeah, that's always a risk. It's one of the reasons why some people, and myself included, are a little worried about Katie Porter running for Senate. Because if she doesn't win, which it's not looking good right at the moment, then that seat is probably going to go back to a Republican, which is all bad. But we're talking with Andre Spicer, and we're talking about Compton, talking about California, sharing your thoughts. I really appreciate that. When we come forward, I want to get your thoughts on some of these upcoming races. I know you're working on some stuff for the election ahead.
Absolutely.
So, which isn't that far ahead. I think the mail-in ballots are landing in about a week.
Yes.
Yeah, so I want to get your election briefing when we come forward.
For sure.
Andre Spicer, Dominique DiPrima, KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
KBLA Talk 1580 is the exclusive media sponsor of This Light of Ours, activist photographers of the Civil Rights Movement. A dynamic new exhibition on view now at the Skirball Cultural Center in Los Angeles. This Light of Ours showcases more than 150 photos taken by movement insiders from diverse backgrounds that reveal the vital work undertaken by a broad coalition of organizers and everyday people whose collective action changed America. This Light of Ours is one of 3 temporary exhibitions currently on view at the Skirball, which together explore issues related to civil rights, immigration, and pluralism. Tickets and more information for all 3 exhibitions are available at skirball.org. That's skirball.org. SKIRBALL.org.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
We all agree that America has a very serious problem.
Okay, KBLA delegation, we need your help as we launch our 2024 Climate Justice Campaign. We would deeply appreciate you going to our KBLA 1580 website and filling out a short climate justice survey, which will help us better serve our beloved community as we build out this campaign. It'll take you just a few short minutes to complete the online survey, and the information you provide us will be invaluable as we do our part to hold folk accountable and amplify the voices of our people in this climate conversation. When you take the survey, you'll be automatically entered to win seats at our annual Black History Month luncheon, Thursday, February 29th. So, hit our website at KBLA 1580. Help us out by taking the short climate justice campaign survey, and you could be our guest at our annual Black History Month luncheon, Thursday, February 29th. Thank you in advance for your consideration and cooperation. At KBLA Talk 1580, we care about the community, we care about the climate.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where everybody is somebody and nobody is a stranger. You belong here.
Okay, District 2, City of Compton. He's a council member. Today he's a political analyst for me, and I appreciate you. Councilmember Andre Spicer is with me. And looking ahead, not too far ahead, we got a primary election March 5th, and then the big enchilada November 5th. Ballots coming right now. Is there anything in particular you are tracking?
Well, there's a few different races that I'm tracking. I'm a local person, so I believe in engaging in your local.
Think
election.
globally, act locally.
You know, think globally, but act locally. There. So in Compton, we have 3 races. We have District 1, we have District 4 council persons, and then we also have the city clerk. So if you're in Compton and you're city clerk, you know, we're talking Vernell McDaniel. It's the only person that is a viable candidate in this case. She's been in the city clerk's office for the last, I want to say 30 years.
Wow.
She's been the active city clerk for the last year and some change. And she's now running for the seat. So I'm in 100% of Vernell McDaniel. For my District 4 race in Compton, Alicia Rivers is my pick. She actually ran my campaign. She was my campaign manager. She also helped me turn over my election. As you know, we proved voter fraud, so she was a huge help in that.
Yeah, that was crazy story.
And honestly, it wouldn't have happened without her help, you know. So Alicia Rivers is my pick for District 4. The Senate is going to be a pretty big race.
You know, I feel like I'm out of my element because I'm not up on those Compton races, but I certainly will get up on. Now, you're talking about, when you say Senate, you're talking about the U.S. Senate, or you're talking about Bradford's seat?
We're talking about Bradford's seat.
Okay,
Yeah,
state
the
Senate.
state Senate. Yes.
Yeah.
We're talking about Bradford's seat.
Yeah.
This is going to be good. This is going to be good. Of course, I have to support my my friend and colleague, Michelle Chambers.
From the City of Compton.
From the City of Compton. Yeah, man. That's who I'm actually supporting in that particular race. I know Michelle's heart. I know her work ethic. She's dedicated. I've seen her at work. You know. That's
District 35.
Yes.
Senate District 35. Bradford has been, you know, he's been a powerhouse in that seat.
That's some shoes to fill, right?
But he is termed out. Off the top of my head, I don't remember everybody who's running, but I know there's some formidable folks.
Yes, there is.
And I've talked with Michelle Chambers many times. She's a smart progressive.
Yeah.
I haven't endorsed anyone because I haven't even sat down and figured out who's running, but I know that I don't feel like you could go wrong with Chambers.
Well, of course, I'm naturally going to say that, as you know, I worked her campaign for the City of Compton when she ran for District 1, and she hired me as her liaison, and we made some change in the city. We've increased the voter turnout for the youth by 40% for her race. So I've been rocking with Michelle for a few years, and I'm a loyalist.
Yeah, we may have to. Oh, you are. we may have to circle back on that. And what about the DA's race? Are you tracking that?
Oh yeah. Well,
I think that seems like it's a huge, maybe one of the biggest things on the March ballot.
Yes.
In my opinion, is the DA's race.
Yeah, I am checking out a couple people. Right now, I'm looking at John McKinney. I've heard some good things about him. I've had a couple conversations with him. I haven't officially endorsed anyone yet, but there's a couple candidates that I was checking out in that race. But the only person I've had a conversation with so far is John.
He was on with me last week, and if you guys want to hear him, he's up wherever you get your podcasts. We also had Jeff Chemerinsky. You're not in, and we hope to have. There's actually 12 people running for that seat.
Yeah, it's a busy race.
It's a busy race.
It's a busy race.
Do you consider yourself a progressive, Andre? No.
Yes.
Okay, that was a long pause.
No, it was.
I could have drove a truck through that.
I don't like to pigeonhole myself into any particular category. I don't,
right.
Like, I am a registered Democrat, but even, I don't always align with even some of the Democratic views, so.
Yeah, no, neither do I. I mean, I call myself progressive wing of the Democratic Party, even though there's no such designation on a ballot. But the reason I was asking that is because I'm surprised that it sounds like you're not even considering Gascon. And, Gascon has, regardless what you think of his management style, he has enacted a lot of the things that we, the voters, asked for.
And, okay, yes. I'm not a big fan of the zero bail. I saw how it worked for us in the George Floyd era. I see how it works against us as small businesses, and I'm going to speak in Compton.
Zero bail. But what we have now is a bail schedule where there's discretion, so not everybody gets zero bail. It's up to the judge.
This is true.
So that's not quite zero bail.
Okay.
I mean, the reason I'm saying that is because people that listen to 50 Cent are like, oh, everyone's getting lit out on the streets. But if you're arrested for murder, you're not getting out on the street.
This is true.
You're gonna be in on bail.
So I'll give you an example of what one of my businesses are dealing with. It's a postal exchange in Compton, and the building had been broken into several times. I mean, I saw the evidence, big holes in ceiling walls. Okay. They called the guy one time. The police called him. A few days later, he gets out. He's standing in front of the building, swinging a bat, saying he's coming back in, broad daylight. And they call the police. Police say, well, we have to release him. We can't prosecute him until we
but police are always going to say that because their agenda is that they get a bigger and bigger piece of the budget. So because they think that we can arrest our way out of every crisis, and that is not historically shown to work.
No, but I believe in a balance. It has to be a balance. Right now, I don't know if this is working for us, and that's not to say that it's all on Gascon, because maybe there's what I've found out now that I'm in office. There's always more than just surface. It's
more than meets the eye. It's one of the reasons I'm not sure if I'll ever run for office.
It's so many things that you have to consider. And so I don't know that Gascon is doing a horrible job. I know that his plan isn't necessarily working out for us right now.
Well, okay. I think, that we can do a whole longer conversation on that.
Of course.
Because I think that there's a huge gap, and we were talking about this off the air, between the perception and the data when it comes to the district attorney, when it comes to the president of the United States, etc. Not every office, but certainly those two are great examples of times when the evidence doesn't necessarily match the rhetoric.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing much more to add to that. That's the facts. They don't always align. And then sometimes the stats are skewed. Stats aren't always.
Stats are skewed, but either people are dead or they're not. I think when it comes to body bags, it's hard to skew that. But yeah, I do think that the stats can be used. But I also think that right now, and this is what I call Talking Point Tuesday, we're in a period of time where people are getting caught up in slogans, ideas, impressions that may not actually be reflective of the reality on the ground. It's been really fun talking with you. Yeah. How can we track you on socials?
I am on all the social media platforms. It's Andre Spicer, District 2. And you can find me anywhere on that.
And you were about to say something.
Yes. I need my demographic to start to pay attention to these judges' races.
Yeah.
We do not engage in the judges' races at all. And we are very reactive when we talk about judges and not proactive. This is there's a lot of judges on the ballot this election, and a lot of us people of color find ourselves in front of judges because a lot of times we're targeted and over-sentenced anyway. So, but to not show to voice your vote and opinion on who should be in those seats does yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
So I like to encourage our people to go out there, start to find out who these judicial candidates are, and start voting.
It's a whole advertisement for my show. Tavis Smiley is up next. Andre Spicer, thank you so much. Until tomorrow, one love.
Yeah.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
We thank you for joining us here on the Black Information Network. I'm Mike Moore. Here's its recommendations. The work was originally set to be complete